Alright, let me move the Bandicam window out of the way. Whatever, there we go. Yeah, just a short sort of video. Well, actually, this break ended up being pretty long. But I was going to show you guys my PS3 collection as of the 22nd of May 2012. Now, I'm probably going to bring back the series I used to do, as in games I picked up recently, or possibly even things I picked up recently if I find anything else worth showing. But anyway, I've now got this handy program which I can use, Game Collector, to show all the stuff, because I don't actually have any sort of camera or anything anymore which I can actually use. Yeah, so if I use a really shitty quality webcam, which no one wants to see. So I'm going to go through this PS3 collection and pretty much pick out, well, talk about the games and stuff. Now, I believe this is like sort of messed up with the covers, as in I can't get to show any of like the alternative covers. So these games are all bought from the UK, I believe. I don't think any of these are imported. And so, if the cover looks different to the UK version, that's probably just because, you know, this thing has decided to choose that cover for it. And also, don't pay any attention to any of this information down here. Completed, no, or any of that. Well, pay attention to all this, sure. I think probably most of that is actual, like, you know, legit. But don't pay attention to like stuff completed and stars and all that, because I haven't really bothered with that on this, on this program. But anyway, we might as well go straight in, and we'll talk about Assassin's Creed Revelations. Now, I did have played 1, 2, and Brotherhood, but I don't own them anymore. This is the only one I now own. Haven't finished it yet. It's it's pretty much the same as the rest of Assassin's Creed. They have like changed a few bits of it, as in they've added in like the sort of taking over places game thing, where like you go to your assassin's hideout and you send out assassins and stuff. But to be honest, I don't really find that fun to do, and just like another thing to manage. So, and like a game where I just want to really go around do the missions and stuff. But the problem is I get distracted doing stuff like that anyway. So yeah, it's kind of annoying. And yep, they're definitely right there where it says become deadlier than ever. This game is even easier probably than Brotherhood, for that the most part. Just say because once again you have even more weapons. And the online on this is still pretty damn cool. I really like the way they've done it, whereas in sort of hunt mode, where you have someone you're searching for, someone else searching for you, and you have to try and disguise yourself as an NPC, blend in, and all that to pretty much achieve points, and you get like more points for different ways you kill people. I find that to be a really cool game mode. But as I said, this is only for my current games in my collection, so there won't be the other Assassin's Creed to talk about for now. Battlefield 3. I went into this thinking like a really fun FPS. I didn't expect too much from the campaign, but I expected a lot more than it actually gave. And the multiplayer, while be it very fun, I just couldn't really get myself into it. I don't know. I just don't really. I know some people really like it, but I don't really like this whole like, you know, you like the sort of like COD where like well, although it's been done before, as in I think it's on Battlefield 2 and the like, where you know, you level up and you gain more items and stuff, but the way they present it, like they don't have like more sort of like COD styled, where in this one where like, oh, you killed someone, pretty badgers. What the hell? Badgers. Damn it. My pronunciation. Is this still recording? Yes, it is. For some reason the box disappeared. So I only panicked for a second. But yeah, I don't know, it's still really fun to pick up. It does require an online pass, so I recommend buying it new or getting it, or if you're gonna get it pre-owned, if you've had to pay more for the pay some extra for the online pass. Actually, I think it's online pass. Don't quote me on that. Do it. Research it yourself. But yeah, Battlefield Bad Company 2. Now, I think I might prefer this actually to Battlefield 3, just because it just seemed funner to play, and I don't know, it's just this sort of like better air about it. And I'm probably gonna get Battlefield 3 on the computer anyway, on the PC, which is actually, you know, this. I have a lot more games on PC than I do on PS3, mate, because the PC is the main thing I get games for now. But you know, that is. God, I'm terrible when it comes to doing this sort of improv, which is kind of the whole point of doing Let's Plays. Okay, so Battlefield Bad Company 2. As I said, I probably preferred it to Battlefield 3, but yeah, I still go pretty good Battlefield 3 on computer because I think it'll run a bunch better. And also, I'd really like to play this game on the PC. You know, faster FPS, be able to swap, like, just be able to basically have the better accuracy of the mouse and that over the analog sticks of a controller. And the same thing with Battlefield Company 2. I also haven't played this on computer, but I don't know, something about this, I just preferred it longer. I think I probably played it more than I did Battlefield 3, so perhaps that's why. Body count. Let's just say you should probably pass on this one, to be honest. Unless you're really looking for some, like, sort of FPS. I was going to say, like, non-generic FPS, but to be honest, it really is just sort of with a few little gimmicks thrown in. And it's such a shame, because Black was such a amazing first-person shooter. Then it came with body count, and to be honest, it's not really that great. The story is, well, there's not really much of it, to be honest. You do get some stuff while you're playing through the game, but most of the story is delivered through, say, like briefing for mission screens. I mean, there's certainly a lot better out there, even in FPS, but, you know, who really plays FPS for the story? Unless it's, you know, one that's specifically designed for it. But yeah, I mean, I'll probably pass it up, unless you really want to have another FPS to play. The controls on it are kind of finicky. I don't really like the way they do the aiming. There's just something about it. I don't know, let's look up a video or two, and just probably from watching the video you have to tell what I mean. But also, I'm going to put a disclaimer in, probably should put it in at the beginning, but all these things I'm giving, all these opinions, are purely, like, you know, my own opinion. I'm not saying you know, this game is, I think it's utter crap, the game is utter crap. It might still be a good game for you. I mean, objectively, it could be a good game if I disagree with it or don't like it. So, and also, as you can probably tell, I hadn't done too much research on this before I started. So, also, don't quote me on anything. God, my throat's drying up or something. Okay, well, here we got Borderlands. Now, again, this game would have been better to play on PC, but the one good thing about it getting on a console is that it completely bypasses GameSpy, which everyone hates. But we have this anyway on PS3. I got it to play with a friend who I recommended it to, and it is really fun. It's got like the sort of random loot drop sort of mechanic from games like Diablo, Torchlight, all these hack and slashers, and it's not really been done really that often in sort of an FPS environment. Basically, these huge like amounts of random loot drops and stuff, and there's tons and tons of guns in this game. The problem is most of them are basically just the same gun exactly looking, just different stats. So don't get so excited by seeing like thousands different designed like guns. And also the shell shaded graphics, you know, you it's a really good graphic style. I don't mind it. I'm not particularly big on it, but I mean, it's very colourful because of the way they do it, and you know, it definitely is a really nice aesthetic. Despite the fact that I don't really care too much for it, but I still think it looked pretty cool. Now, Brutal Legend by Double Fine. I really came to this game with sort of high hopes, but that was back when I played a lot of these big, like, free roam games, which, to be honest, I don't really like as much anymore. But yeah, it is a pretty fun game. It does have like this two sort of game modes. It has like the normal sort of hack and slash, like sort of open world exploration sort of game mode, and with sections when you're in car and stuff. Which, to be honest, it's the only way to really get around this world quickly. And to be honest, there's not really too much that happens unless you do. But there's just I don't care for driving sections, to be honest. Just like I don't really care for driving games. But there's nothing really terrible about it. But this game also has this sort of RTS mode it goes into, where it's basically a third-person controlled RTS. It can be quite fun, although sometimes you'll just basically get into these RTS battles and you'll be like, oh, why can't I just play the sort of hack and slash at the moment? Why do I have to do this sort of fairly simple, you know, RTS system? Okay, next up. Unfortunately, I do own this. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Again, I got this to play with friends, which I didn't even really do. So, big up there, Infinity Ward. I'm glad I bought this game pre-owned. I don't want to give money to you. And yeah, I'm pretty, you can probably know from Call of Duty. Very simple gameplay, pretty unbalanced. Well, at least, you know, I'm talking from about like Modern Warfare 2 onwards and the likes. And there's nothing really going for it. Yes, it's got fun multiplayer and stuff, but to be honest, it gets stale pretty quick, especially if, like me, you're not that big up on oh look, it's a fancy badge because you killed somebody. Which sounds kind of weird after saying Assassin's Creed, but like, Assassin's Creed is not like have like all these badges and rank ups and stuff for killing these people. It's like you have to actually use proper skill in that game to be able to get those different sorts of kills off on people most of the time. But this, it's fairly simplistic, to be honest. Widely popular for whatever reason. Call of Juarez, the Cartel. I haven't actually played the other games. Wish I did. They're apparently much better than this. And to be honest, this game is nothing really special. It only cost me £5 though, so not too much to complain about. I haven't got that far into it. As I said, I didn't really like it too much. It just seems, you know, mediocre. Castlevania Lords of Shadows. Yep, again, hack and slash game. The first world of this, like the first sort of chapter, I should say, is not that good because it's a lot of like really short controlled sections and the like, and it has a terrible boss at the end of it. But it does get better from then on, throughout at least to where I've got, which is about chapter 4 or so. And it is a pretty good game. It's probably the best 3D Castlevania game that's come out. It doesn't really compare to the 2D ones very well. But you might as well pick it up if you want a hack and slash game. It's really cool. It's got the sort of like you unlock like different combos and moves and stuff as you go along throughout the game. So as you get through, you get more weapons and it becomes more complicated. And you get like beasts and stuff you can ride, but they don't really tend to. They tend to use that mechanic a fair bit, but there's not really too much point to it. And it has like sort of platforming the likes in it, but it's not really difficult platforming at all. It's mostly based on the combat. Crisis 2. I can't really compare this to the Crisis 1, as I have not played it. or just Crisis.